Hi, welcome to the course that I've created. I'm Lisa Kenyon, and this is my capstone presentation. Since the year 2000, I've been dedicated to researching innovative methods to bring theater into the classroom to elevate the teaching experience. Throughout my extensive research, I have come across numerous studies exploring similar concepts. With this course, I'm excited to share my years of hands-on experience incorporating theater into various settings, such as teaching yoga, writing, and theatrical productions, as well as creating classroom assignments, assessments, and projects. My objective is to equip educators with the necessary tools to effectively use theater to motivate and captivate students, utilizing multimedia and technology to create a modern, engaging teaching experience. The audience that I'm hoping to reach is the one I designed the course for, which is teachers, administrators, and individuals undergoing teacher training. This is an e-learning course, and I created it on Articulate 360. It aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of how to integrate theater, multimedia, and technology into a classroom environment. So let's jump in and review the course. This is my introduction page, and I have a video that I'd like to show you here that introduces the course. Hi, and welcome to my classroom. My name is Lisa Kenyon, and this is going to be the introduction to the course on integrating theater, multimedia, and technology into your lesson plans and curriculum. I'm going to be reviewing many different ways to do this, but one theory that we're going to be looking at is called DELT. This is learning how to design, engage, learn, and teach. And so we're going to be developing lessons, projects, curriculum, scripts, and we're always going to keep these principles in mind. And so we'll be spending a whole section in the course on just talking about what designing is, what engagement is, what is really learning, and what do we mean by teaching, and how to teach in a way that is inspiring to your students, but also inspiring to you. I have been doing this for a while. My first master's thesis was called Integrating Theater, and I wrote this in 2000. I was actually Lisa Ann Manolkin then, my maiden name. I had been a theater arts major, and I had majored in drama and theater arts and liberal arts and sciences at USC, and then went on to get my master's in theater at San Francisco State. And at this time, I was acting and writing plays and becoming a teacher, getting those inner motions of like, I want to teach drama, but I also think I want to just teach in general. So really starting to think I'm going to go get my teaching credential, not just for theater. And I wrote a thesis on this and developed it, and I've been using this for a long time, these elements, but I started to develop, of course, in the past 23 years with the explosion of technology and multimedia access, the ability to know that now it's beyond that. Let's integrate theater, multimedia, and technology, and using some of the same principles. How do those elements even enhance engagement and design in lesson plans, curriculum, and projects? I'm not the only one. This is a person that I was very inspired by in the near future. I actually don't know him. I just have researched his development of his techniques, and he's out there integrating educational theater out of NYU. And in the second section of the course, you'll get to learn a little bit more about him. I started being inspired first by Alice Minnie Hertz, and she wrote the book in 1911 on the children's educational theater. Most of her work, you'll see, is about how theater, there wasn't a lot of theater for kids then, and how theater can help kids learn and as well as just entertain them. So that was the springboard for me thinking about integrating it further into a classroom. Since then, I've realized that a lot of people out there are starting to get on this track, and we don't even know each other, but it's because of the value of integrated elements and how easily they fit into education to really enhance student engagement. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Throughout this course, you're going to experience what it is to integrate. You're going to be able to view integrated lessons. You're going to take some time to reflect about what that means to you as a teacher, or maybe if you're... In the introduction, I allow teachers time to pause and reflect and watch a video and think about what it means to be a teacher to them, and start them off about thinking about their own teaching experience and what they've been through. I jump into the course with a video presentation in some of the sections. First, an audio presentation of what the project is, how it's related to integration, and what the special parts of integration are. And then I do what the student project presentation entailed and how it created integration through technology, as well as moving into multimedia integral elements. In this next part, you're going to watch what it is to do the project. You can see she's on a stage. She's speaking into the microphone. She's demonstrating her project and speaking clearly. She's memorized it. And she has an audience. So in the first section of the course, I jump off into showing how to integrate theater, multimedia, and technology elements into a project that is really accessible easily to these elements. I provide in the next part of the course a demonstration of what they're should expect, which is an assessment at the end of each section. The assessments become more difficult, as well as at the end they have to create a project of their own. I'm going to demonstrate for you the lesson in the Reader's Theater project area. This is lesson 5 in the course, and I picked this one to demonstrate because it's one that I'm most invested in. I'm also trying to create a Reader's Theater project online. So there's many reasons why to do Reader's Theater, and in this video I discuss what's important about it.
Classroom, and I want to help you learn the benefits of using Reader's Theater in your classroom, and I'm going to introduce it to you. Let's learn about Reader's Theater, then see how easy it is to use this fun and motivating activity with your students. You may have heard a lot about Reader's Theater and are wondering what it is, or you may have read or seen materials in your classroom and you're wondering how to use them. Simply put, Reader's Theater is a reading strategy in which a group of students reads out loud from a script under your direction. Students rehearse their lines over the course of a few days. After these rehearsals or practice sessions, they performed in front of an audience. Putting on a Reader's Theater performance is simple. It's not nearly as involved as putting on a play. Students are not expected to memorize their lines. In fact, they're encouraged to hold their scripts in their hands while they read their parts. The acting is done with the voice and through expressiveness. You have students use a story. They are reading a class to create a Reader's Theater. This can become part of your writing program. This will help readers who have a fear of reading. Reader's Theater is popular and it's easy to use because it's fun to do, and it's also a highly effective teaching tool, and it helps kids feel motivated to learn to read.
The next part of the course intends to relate the Reader's Theater to teaching Common Core standards and how Reader's Theater can help students' ability to read, write, and speak. I put in a marker box. I use these throughout the course. Each marker box is information for teachers to read. If I was doing a presentation, I would, of course, take time to have each person and learner read these sections, and then we would have a discussion, or if they were using the course in a classroom, these would be the readings for the week as part of the course. And then I say to take a moment to review the Reader's Theater's plays that I'm about to present and see how they're written using commonly used ELA textbooks in the classroom. And it provides a template and example for how to create these, because this is one of the choices at the end of the course that teachers can use to create their final project. So I took three elementary or primary books that we use the readings for in our school, and I created original Readers Theater plays based on these books. I also put together an audio version, which is something I do in my classroom, that demonstrates how you can create your own Readers Theater, having other people record the voices, or I use stock voices from Descript so that students can listen along with the plays. Each section here, if they were taking a course, they would read the plays, and then we would have a discussion about how they are similar to the book and relate to the book, but also how they are expanded, and discuss how students, this could also be a student lesson, that students would take a book and you teach them character and setting and sentence structure using that. Just wanted to review a little bit, going backwards, how the build up to this part of the course. Lesson 4 was much more about integrating these elements of theater, technology, and multimedia into everyday core content like math or science or social studies. And I gave examples of each of these and when they were taking this course. I then, in lesson 3, built up the framework called DELT that I've created. And this is a framework used for integration, but also used across the curriculum for all areas with different focuses. I showed and demonstrated the lesson plan that I've designed for integration using DELT. This is part of introducing them to DELT and another manual that I am writing. DELT has different lesson plans that go with each of these sections. And then historical basis in lesson 2, the final lesson, we discuss the academic and historical relation of integration and arts and education, introduce theorists that prop up and create scaffolding for this idea. Again, another marker box. If this was a course, I would be using this for the learners to then study these different theorists and learn about them. They might even write a paper on them, but in this course, they'll just take a small quiz at the end. And then going back to looking at the very last part of this course, I review everything that they've learned. I then demonstrate different lesson plan templates that I've created that they can use for different parts of the course. I really want them at the end of this to create whatever they've been inspired to create using these integrated elements. So I go over how they can do this and give them a springboard by having them write down their elements. Then I select what they could choose. I have them brainstorm in these areas to write down different elements, and then they go ahead and create a lesson and submit it to me. And in the last part, I wrap it up and provide information if they have further interest in studying this. In the last part of this course for me, the suggestions and recommendations for improving those learning tools in the future is that this course is going to constantly be updated with new projects and material. In addition, a helpful manual is being created to accompany the course. Any relevant material related to the course will be regularly updated on TPT and easel and my website. And that is how I plan to continue this coursework and keep updating this class to make it better and better. Thank you for listening and taking the time to review my course with me.